Alright, guys, welcome back. We are watching my teen romantic comedy Snafu, Season 2, Episode 1. We are here. Last time we finished Season 1. I know that there's like a studio change, I believe, something like that, right? I'm not the kind of person, maybe I should be better at it, but I'm not the kind of person who knows much about anime studios at all, unfortunately. It's just never been something I've paid much attention to, so I don't know the details of any of that. I just know, to my understanding, that happened. Um, I don't know. Where are we going now? We did all the school festival stuff last time. Could be going anywhere. Who knows? Who knows? Let's just get into it, I suppose. So we're watching season 2, episode 1. You can line your own copy up with this if you want to. We are starting in 3, 2, 1. Back at the festival, I suppose. Yeah. Okay. Is this the same song? I think so, right? Ooh. It definitely looks different, huh? Yeah, this is the same song. Okay. Hmm. Oh, are we starting back right, like, after all of this? Ooh. That is a good question, isn't it? That is a good way to phrase it. Ooh. World where nobody gets hurt, other than yourself. Oh, new opening. And look at them. They look so good. I don't know, it's gonna take some time to get used to the new art style. Hmm. I'll read the lyrics next time. Ooh, Rumi. She's coming back, huh? Interesting. Still at opposite sides of the table, of course. I guess the physical space doesn't matter that much, right? Come on. She's running fast. Whoa. Ooh, I like this song. I like this song a lot. Who is that? I don't recognize her. Ooh, Snow, huh? Interesting. Walking their separate ways. Hmm. Okay. Very interesting. Right, right. I see. How do you feel about that, huh? Hmm. Not much seems new. Yeah. Seems like the environment we're familiar with. True. But you need to make that known. What is up, Yui? Hmm. Tatsuka. I see. Yeah, yeah, mm-hmm. He just says nothing, like, right, right. The god, he's blushing, like, come on. Ooh. Wonder how things are between Hachiman and Hayama. Interesting. Ah, the good old club room. How's the atmosphere in here, huh? How nice of you. God, he... Ah, Hachiman, come on. Just that pose, like, can't handle hot stuff. Interesting. Ooh, I see. Hmm. I see, I'm sure he has a good, yeah. I'm sure he has a good explanation. Oh, I see. I see. It's training you. It's getting you ready. Right. Which frankly, unironically, I agree with him on some tiny way. But hmm. Right. Uh-huh. I see. Very refined. I guess. Interesting. Ooh. I see. Huh. Yeah, I wonder. Interesting. He's putting a lot of thought into it, huh? That is interesting. What's up? What are these two doing here? I see. So, whoa, come on. What could it be? Ooh. I guess. I suppose. Just permanently, he's always in the wrong. Yeah, no, like, you aren't getting up. What are you talking about? Like, come on. Ooh, I see. Yeah, right? That makes sense. Interesting. Okay, I'd go for it, I guess. Ooh. What is it? Oh, really? Okay. Maybe that'll work. I don't know though. Hmm. Yeah, what do you need help with though? I wonder. Yeah, right? Like what do we do? Is that the kind of thing that should be like helped with? You know what I mean? Like right. Keeps winking at him. Uh-huh. Oh, interesting. It's no, come on. Interesting. It is like it's a weird thing to help with, isn't it? Yeah. What do you do? Okay. What I suppose. Ooh. The risks. Right. Yeah, what risk could there possibly be in human connection, huh? Right. It'll ruin your whole life, I assume. It'll spread out of control. Ooh. Yeah, and then it's just this spiraling thing that just ruins everything, huh? Literally, right? God. He's not It's completely wrong, I guess. Okay, interesting. Sure, sure. We know that he puts on a bit of a character, doesn't he? That's all he can come up with? Like, come on. Well, I don't know. I mean, it's right. This is all she can come up with. Uh-huh. There we go. Okay, okay. Right. Where's that gonna bring us though? Yeah, I don't know. Hmm. The stage is yours. That's not what we want to hear. Yeah, no, that is not. Oh, I don't know. That's not what it has to mean. Like, not at all. Like, actually, not at all, right? You probably just haven't made much of an impression, frankly, right? Oh, okay, okay. I suppose. Oh, hmm. This feels like such a weird thing to be helping with in this way. I don't know. There she is. You've heard that plenty of times. Come on. Oh, God. Okay. It's, yeah, perfect, right? Is it gonna be what we want to hear, though? Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Right, yeah. I mean, like, this is... we were hoping for way too much, right? Like, uh-huh, uh-huh. I feel like she just isn't much one for romance for herself. You know what I mean? I feel like it's really hoping for too much. Right, exactly, exactly. Uh-huh, uh-huh. I literally, right? Ooh. Sure. Right, right. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Interesting. Like just the dynamic changing, I suppose. I get that. I get like the being uncomfortable with that, huh? That's interesting though. That's such an interesting fear to have because like I don't know. Okay. I mean, come on. I'm trying to take this seriously. I think that's very applicable to like these three. You know, like this group. Hmm. Just that fear of change, that kind of I don't know. Right. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. She's really trying her hardest. Ooh, okay. Going on a trip already, huh? She's trying so hard to manufacture the situation. I just... Ooh. Right, right. Well, that didn't work. Let's go sit alone in the back or something. That's what Hachimon's gonna say. Oh god. Right. I can't blame you, I guess. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Like, what the hell is she talking about? Ooh. I see. So I don't remember hearing this. If you say so. Ooh. Uh-huh, uh-huh. That doesn't bother him, though, obviously. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. I'm sure. Right. God. The God. Okay, we're here. School trip. Big. How refined. God, I want to go to Japan someday, but I don't know when that would ever happen. Ooh. It just feels so weird, the way that we're, like, trying to, pull the strings of this situation and all of that, you know? I think it's saying something interesting in that way. Right? Right? That just leaves Ebina and Kobe, right. Okay, okay. Hmm. God, all the noises Hachiman keeps making. Look at her face. I see. What would Hachiman wish for, huh? What do you think? He just can't be genuine to himself, even in his own head, though, right? Like, there's no way. He can't make a real wish, you know? He just can't. Yeah, right. Can't make a wish at all, huh? Wonder what she wished for. Rip. I suppose, yeah. Ooh. I'll put it as high up as he can, because he's tall. Right, right. Maybe that's how it should be, huh? But I don't think we're... Ooh. What is she doing? Oh god. I literally, honestly, that would be my attitude. But of course Hachiman does. And I don't really believe her, but I don't know. Right. You don't need coffee at, like, 8 p.m. or whatever time it is. I like the hair. Ooh, right, right. We saw these before at, like, the mall, right? No, come on, go back and get it. Ooh. I guess, I guess. Ooh. I see. Just the topic of you? Ooh, interesting. Of course, right, right. It's maybe getting somewhere, I guess. Mm-hmm. True. Is what are we doing? She's sneaking out to a bar or something. Ooh, there we go. I see, I see. I let her live a little. Come on. Interesting. I see. I see. Hmm. Ooh, gonna walk back together, huh? Interesting. Hmm. Ooh. Steps in sync, perhaps. Yeah. Her face. Oh, she can't, like, ask, of course. Ooh, interesting. That feels meaningful. Him walking in front of her now. It's totally, like, symbolic of, I don't know, like, the dynamic of their relationship, the way she feels about him. Interesting. Ooh, I see. Interesting. Okay. Huh. That is very interesting, huh? What does that say about them? God, so nervous. Interesting. Ooh, God. Is right. Of course, of course. That was a good episode. I think there's a lot of stuff to think about with that, right? Like, just if it's like what they're doing with this job and everything, and like the other stuff Evan has said about like it's just the dynamic changing, I guess, is it's all interesting stuff to think about with Hachimon, Yui, and Yukino. Ooh, I like this. There's Sagami. Wonder how much more we will see of her. Oh, God, there really are a lot of characters, huh? Yeah, I don't think I recognize her. That, like, blonde-haired girl? Because that was Shira Meguri next to her, right? An empty chair, huh? Interesting. Okay. We'll talk about the episode in the discussion. Okay, let's talk about the episode. That was a good first episode of the season. I got used to the art style change pretty much right away. I like it. It looks good. It looks good. It's definitely very different, right? I think there's I don't know, Hachiman especially looks very different to me, you know? We get this it's like it's showing us this scene again from the end of season 1, kind of like it really eases us into the new vibe, I guess. You know, it feels very different, this scene. The way like Hachiman reacts to this, just everything, right? what he says at the end, you know? See how easy that was? That's all it takes to create a world where nobody gets hurt other than himself, right? It feels like a lot of stuff in this episode is definitely setting us up for, I guess, some kind of struggle, some kind of like main thematic thing, I suppose. I assume that we're going to deal with in this season or in the coming episodes, right? Which I guess to me, like basically everything that Ebina here says about basically her worry about like the yeah, things aren't being the same anymore. Things not being the same anymore. Let me like use proper words. Um Worried about like the dynamic of the group and everything like changing. All of that, right? I think that's very meaningful and very important, and I'm going to keep that in mind, I guess, with the following episodes. I don't really know what to say about it yet, other than it feels like something that you can very much apply already to like Hachiman and Yui and Yukino and their whole group here, right? Like in this episode too, there are other times like Hachiman said, like, oh, you know, if you confess to someone and it goes wrong, then and they're already your friend, then it will ruin that relationship and everyone will hate you and it'll be this endless spiral of everything being terrible and blah blah blah, right? Of course he thinks of it like that. Um, which I don't know, there's that is a it is interesting that he has that attitude, considering where things could be headed in the story for Hachiman and Yukino, right? So I don't know, or even just that idea that like things about the dynamic of their group are changing in general, and that being like kind of a scary thing, right? I understand that feeling a lot. And that is something that our three like main characters are gonna have to deal with, right? Especially Yukino. I think the scene where she's walking with Hachiman and she's like behind him, or he is behind her, and then she stops and then he walks ahead of her, right? There's totally some symbolism there, like for sure, about like the way that she views him like changing over the course of the previous season, right? And just like the dynamic of their relationship and everything, you know? Whether or not she like can even like let that happen. Right? Can she let herself get close to someone like that and let someone like, you know, just the way Hachiman acted like during the school festival and everything and like the things that he did. Can you know let that happen? I don't know. I don't know, right? Because I guess that is the scary thing, is her recognizing that the way she feels towards Hachiman is changing, and the way that he feels towards her is changing over time, of course, right? That's kind of how it works when you're like getting closer to someone, right? And that just is like a scary thing. And I think all of these characters are in some way scared of that and what it could mean, right? Like the episode title, nobody knows why they came to the Volunteers Club. That is a like that is a very interesting episode title, because it makes me think about like how the Volunteer Club is what brought them all together in the first place, right? Yukino and Hachiman and Yui. Nobody knows why they came there. I don't know. Just that is very interesting. And just like the thing that we're dealing with here, this whole idea of helping helping Kobe like confess to Ebina. Um it is a weird thing to be helping with in a way, I think. Like Yukino has like this hesitation about it that I think makes a lot of sense. It's very interesting. Let's just get through the episode. I think there's like so many moments I want to make sure I talk about. That like I gotta make sure I don't miss anything. I like right off the bat him talking about how the fervor in the air has died down, giving way to a cool, no chilly breeze. The atmosphere around me became icier than ever, right? So I suppose we see people like talking shit about him all over, right? I guess it's just the aftermath of him becoming the most hated person in school, as Yukino said at the end of the last season, right? All the stuff with Sagami and just the school festival and everything, the way he acted, right? Which I mean, it's what he wanted, I suppose, right? It's what his actions brought on him, but it's not good, right? Obviously. But it's what's I feel like when he like experiences things like this and he sees people like acting towards him in this way, it just like further fuels his way of viewing the world like this. You know what I mean? Like it's very much like I don't know, how do you break him out of this cycle? How do you break him out of like just that attitude that he has, right? Like just about himself and relationships and just everything, right? Because he fuels it through his own actions. It's like he justifies his own worldview by making sure that it all ends up that way, you know? I don't know. I don't know. Hmm. Whatty Tawny Kun? Nani Tawny Kun, I guess? I don't know. My name's not even Hikitani. Right, right. Yui looking good. I like all the art style for all the characters. They look I feel like Yui looks like the least like changed, you know? Yumiko looks like very different to me, right? But I don't know. They're all Tatsuka looks very unchanged to me as well. I like all the Tatsuka moments in this episode. He walks up to Hachiman and like God, just Hachiman's attitude immediately. It's just so funny. Just the way he like Tatsuka walks up and is like bringing up the groups, and Hachiman's just like, "Oh yeah, I'm sure you already have a group, right?" Like, God, he is so ridiculous. I love just how he's blushing immediately and everything. Yeah, yeah. Um, God, I the dynamic between Hayama and Hachiman, I'm really interested where that will go, right? Just they're such like opposites in a way, right? Just the way they interact with others in the world and everything, right? Like, and I just think that it's like that question that Hayama asked Hachiman, right? Like, why is this the only way you know how to do things? That's actually such a good question because it's a question that like Hachiman can't like I don't know. That's just such a good question. What is Hachiman supposed to say to that, right? To think about with that question, other than like the cope of just, oh, this is the only way things can be done, right? That's kind of the only answer he can give, which just feels so obviously like flawed and wrong, right? Like that's better than asking like, oh, why are you like this or something? Because Hachiman has endless reasons for why he's like this, right? But it's like Hayama recognizing that Hachiman basically wants to achieve the same ends that he does, right? Um, it's not like Hachiman is evil, of course. Just why is this the way you have to go about it? It's such a good question. Yeah, I keep calling Kobe. No, it's Tobe. Hmm. And here we are at the club, giving some tea to everyone. She thinks for a moment and gives some to Hachiman. Like, it's God. He's so. I love that pose so much. He's just so like, it's so great. He's so practiced at it. He's so good. I can't handle hot stuff. Like it's just every single line just makes me think. Like that's very interesting. He really can't handle hot stuff, can he? Like any kind of like fiery emotion, you know what I mean? Any kind of like passionate emotion at all. Those are the kind of things that Hachiman pushes away so strongly, isn't it? Like when other than like within his own head, but even within his own head, it feels like any kind of like serious emotional problem he has, he never expresses himself like outwardly, right? Like he always thinks about everything in this very gloomy like just depressing way, right? He always just like ruminates over everything. Like God, when do you say the last time Hachiman like cried is? Like genuinely like felt that much emotion and like let it like happen? No, that's just so like he never does, right? He never lets any real emotion like overtake him. Like not even it doesn't even have to be like positive like hot emotions or like fiery emotions of any kind. Just like anything. I feel like he's never even like seriously mad and like lets it show. He just has like the exasperated attitude or like oh I knew I was right attitude or like and I guess it makes sense. It's like he it's like he's been beaten down so much. He's thought about all of this kind of stuff for so long, right? That it's like oh that's been he's over all of that. That's what we want. We need to have Hachiman feel things and be able to let himself feel things, right? But his attitude, like again, what he said at the beginning of the episode, what he said at the end of the cultural festival about how oh, this is no one gets hurt like this, right? Well, the only person he's hurting is himself, and he's very used to being hurt himself. He has such a good like defense mechanism, coping mechanism for it. Like that's just his whole attitude and everything, right? So we're going to Kyoto for a school trip. It's God, Yukino is like taking it so seriously. She's been like studying and stuff, right? Like she got this magazine. She's a man. She is really taking it seriously, which is it makes sense, right? Hachiman gives us his take on school trips, which again, it's like I weirdly enough, in some small part of myself, I agree with it in a way. which is maybe embarrassing to admit, but it's actually true. Um, his idea that like school trips are just to prepare you for adult social life, it's a simulation of adult social life, not entirely wrong. That's kind of a large part of school, I think, in general, right? Is like, like, yeah, it really is. It's to make sure you're ready to be a real part of society someday, right? That's kind of the purpose, right? Um, Obviously, it's like kind of, Hachiman just says all of this as if that's like an inherent negative, I suppose. It doesn't have to be, right? If you ever go on a business trip with your boss, you won't get to choose where to stay or what to eat. But if you compromise, you can still have a modicum of fun. School trips train you to trick yourself into that kind of mindset. Yeah, he does think of it as a negative, and I guess of course he does. We know his attitude about any kind of change or any kind of like fitting in or anything like that is like defeat, right? That's letting the world change you in some way. So, it's of course that's bad for him, right? Yeah, yeah. Your school trip sound like a total snooze fest, right? Right. Yeah, like taking a bath with Tatsuka. Why would that ever happen? I don't believe you. I just, like at the end when he says he takes a shower with Tatsuka or whatever, right? I don't believe you. I don't think that happened. It's, Yukino's really been studying. She's really ready. All these like temple names and stuff. Like, oh god, the Roku Onji and Jishoji temples. I guess. Hmm. And then she has this weird moment here where she says, "And that's about it." And she thinks about this. What is this? Right? This is like a field, like an athletic field, I guess. We have like a, I don't know, thing sitting here. What is she thinking about? Is there something in Kyoto that she has some kind of connection to? That it makes her think about? I wonder. I don't know. I don't know, right? We know she lives away. Well, I mean, she lives away from her parents, but I don't think they live in Kyoto or anything, right? Like maybe, but I don't know. I don't know. What is she thinking about? Hmm. A little too excited for this trip. Would you say it's excitement, or do you think it's similar to like her attitude about the school festival? Where it's just like another thing she just feels like she has to be so prepared for and so ready for and everything, right? So much so that she's like studying. She's studying for a school trip, right? Like that's kind of sad, isn't it? Like the fact that she feels the need to do that, right? But I don't know. I don't know. Or I guess you could view it in a more positive way and say she just wants to make it go really well for everyone, you know? It's because this is a fun guide, right? Fun guide to Kyoto. Hmm. Anyway, Hayama and Tobei are here. They have a request, and Tobei is immediately very rude to Hachiman. Not that I really blame him exactly, right? And Yukino defends him. Higaki-kun is in the wrong, so I can't really say I blame him. That is a funny statement to me because it's like wrong about what? Just in general, he is just wrong in general. I guess the same way the teen romantic comedy is wrong in general, youth is wrong in general. I guess. Yeah, asking him to leave, right? This is interesting. Her going out of her way so much to defend Hachiman, right? That is a God. How do you think Hachiman feels about that? Because he doesn't want that to happen, does he? I feel like he so much tries to avoid stuff like that. He would never want someone to like be hurt for him or someone to put themselves out there for him or anything like that. I don't know if he can stand that. So. I don't know, it's a small thing, I suppose, but hmm, I don't know. I don't know. And obviously she frames it in a way where it doesn't have to be exactly about Hachiman, saying it's they're incapable of showing basic manners or courtesy, I suppose. But obviously it is in defense of Hachiman, right? It's like he's just frozen here. I don't know. What do you think's going through his head? I don't know. I don't know. Like if he recognizes like if he sits down and really thinks about his relationship with Yukino and all of that and the way that she must feel about him and everything, which he always tries to make like excuses, like with Yui, right? And just the way he like intentionally tries to act like oblivious about her behavior and rationalize it all away and everything. He's gonna do that same thing with Yukino, no matter what. But I wonder if he And I guess that in and of itself kind of says his inability to accept that kind of thing, right? Like, I guess that's enough. So, oh God, I don't know. I don't know. Both Yukino and Hachiman right now, to me, feel like they're both unable to accept the way that the other person wants to engage with the dynamic of their relationship, right? You know what I mean? Like Hachiman going out there and I don't being willing to do anything to help Yukino for any reason and all of that, right? Yukino can't stand that, I think, right? Um, and then just the other way around, I don't know, Hachiman, just all that stuff about like Yukino even caring about Hachiman at all, and like how he can't accept that, you know. What do we do? What do we do about all that? I don't know. I don't know. So he wants to ask Ebina out, which I feel like this is a lost cause and is not going to go anywhere. Ebina seems like the kind of person who I don't know if romance is for her, right? I think she just wants to watch, right? Like I don't think that's her thing, you know? I don't want to get shot down. Right, right. This is very personal for Hachiman, of course, with his own feelings and his own experiences with romance, I suppose. Yukino is immediately like, yeah, I don't think we'd be of much help, which I kind of agree. It does feel like a weird thing to help with, doesn't it? Right? Like it feels like it is such a personal thing, and I wonder if she is thinking about, well, I don't know. It just does feel like such a weird thing to help with, you know? Like, yeah, and for Hachiman as well, because we know that Hachiman's whole thing about relationships is that idea of like them being like real, right? And however they cross that bar for Hachiman to be real rather than fake, right? Um, and I guess I would feel like from his perspective that if a relationship is founded on this kind of thing, where you've had all these people pull the strings to bring you together and all of this, right? Is that a real relationship in his case, right? But God, as I'm saying that, it's like that's kind of what the volunteer club is as well with Shizuka and her like forcing Hachiman to interact with other people, Yukino and Yui and all of this, you know. So then would he apply that same thing to them, you know? Like I don't know, right? I don't know. I don't know. Hmm. I love his winking. Right, right. Hmm. So Hachiman gives his thoughts. Yeah, he needs some wingmen, of course, but you're aware of all of the risks you'll be taking, right? Which is obviously that's like all Hachiman cares about, right? Like that's the number one thing he's focused on, or the risks of like interpersonal relationships. He'll get shot down. Everybody in class will know about it. Everyone will make fun of him. It'll just be this endless spiraling, like it's over forever. It's God. Oh, it's so sad. Another Hiki flashback, right? You know. Let's say you confess with someone you're on good terms with, that friendship's now dead forever, right? And that is a very interesting thing for him to say, in front of these two, right? I guess, but that's interesting because I feel like it's like but it doesn't have one doesn't have to be like that. Like no, obviously not, right? But Hachiman's experienced it, so like sure, I guess, right? Two, I just feel like that's just kind of how it works, though, right? Like, I feel like kind of a prerequisite to this kind of thing. I just feel like randomly going up to someone you aren't already on good terms with and confessing to them, like, never works, right? Like, I think you kind of need to build some kind of connection with them beforehand, you know? So what? And then in Hachiman's book, that just means you shouldn't now, right? Like, all the girls that he confessed to that he has these traumatic memories about, they were random people he'd never spoken to before that he just walked up to. Like, well, I guess not with the way he says that, right? I guess he's experienced the opposite. So, I suppose. All right, we got to go over his selling points, right? Which we don't have anything. We don't have anything at all. He's bright and cheerful. If being bright was all it took, chrome domes would be heartthrobs. Hachiman, this is like it's like come on, like being nice and being like cheerful is like a good thing, right? Like just because it doesn't mean you instantly get everything you want doesn't mean that it's like not a selling point, right? Like come on, come on. Yeah, but you know he's like thinking about himself. Like I don't know. Energetic, right? What a pleasant smile. Okay, we gotta focus on Ebina's taste, and Yui gives us the bad news about that she that she thinks he's a nice guy. Which, like, in my mind, I just don't think Ebina. She just doesn't think stuff like this at all, right? I don't know. Am I wrong on that? I just feel like she would so much rather fantasize about all of her fan fiction nonsense forever rather than actually be in a relationship with someone, right? I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I just think that's the kind of person that she is to me. So I don't know. I don't know, right? It might just be doomed. It might just be doomed. Which that in and of itself is an interesting idea because it's like I don't know. I don't know. All right, we got our whole list of plans, right? See the sites with everyone, see the sites in groups, like the little yays we got. Hovetobetsu will explore in Kyoto. I see, I see. Total freedom time. Right, right. We've gotta pull the strings, get them together. And then Ebina's here, surprisingly, with her own issue, which is like, yeah, is the thing that it feels like to me is setting us up for some very important stuff thematically for like, I don't know, the rest of the season, the coming episodes, who knows, something. It just feels very meaningful to me. This whole idea of the dynamic in a group changing in a way that you aren't comfortable with, right? Because Hachiman is so scared of that, right? Hachiman is so scared of like losing things like that, due to, trying to, confessing to people and having everything be ruined forever, right? Hachiman doesn't want that at all. He doesn't want this kind of thing to change, like it's like the only change he's managed to accept in his life, the only like relationship that he's had that he's formed here with like Yui and Yukino and stuff. It's like it's been such a slow, gradual process. It's like it's snuck up on him, right? And there being some kind of radical change in it, I don't think he'd be able to take that. I don't think he'd be able to accept that. Hmm. And she just starts talking about nonsense. He's been getting on like a house on fire with Hayate-kun and Hikitani-kun, leaving Uka-kun and Yamato-kun with nothing but their frustration. Right, uh-huh, uh-huh. Of course, of course. But her real problem yeah, cut to the chase. I get the feeling things have changed in our group. Yeah, yeah. She's so ridiculous. Things aren't the same anymore, and I don't like it. I want everyone to be like they were before, and I just don't think that's possible. Things can't stay the same forever, right? The same way the seasons change, which we talked about at the beginning of this episode. The dynamics of their group and everything will change, right? For this group too, for these three. Just how are the characters going to deal with that fact? I suppose. I don't know. I don't know. Very interesting. Very interesting. Gotta make sure everyone gets along. Hmm. God, I love like Yukino smiles when she says things like kind of sarcastically, kind of genuinely. I don't know. I don't know. She's great. She's great. Anyway, we're on the train. Off we go to Kyoto. We try and set up the seats to like get to get the love in the air, but it doesn't. It does not work. Other than for Tatsuka and Hachiman, I suppose. Yeah, the dynamic is not working. It just, hey, hear me out. Which is the sub, window seat or aisle? What the hell is she talking about? Like, God, what is she talking about? Tatsuka says that we all heard about it. Apparently, back during the trip, right? Which, like, I didn't hear about that, but sure, sure, why not? And we see Mount Fuji. I love the difference between the way Hachiman engages with Tatsuka, someone he doesn't actually see as someone who could like genuinely be some kind of romantic partner or something, right? They're both boys, right? Hachiman isn't gay, unfortunately, right? So that would never happen. So it's like he can have this kind of genuine reaction in a way with him. And then it's like we see the difference between that and Yui, where he immediately has like this crazy line of thought to rationalize away her behavior and justify it all in this way to not think of it like that at all, right? Like of course, he's so God. Right, right. And then I love this. Like look at these two. It's great. It's great. Anyway, we're at Kyoto, looking at all the shrines and stuff. We do have a job to do, indeed. We try and like set things up going down in pairs, right? Hmm. we have a lot of Hachiman and Yui moments in this episode. I feel bad for Yui. I don't think it's ever gonna work out, sadly. I don't think she's gonna win, right? I want her to try, I guess. I don't think there's anything wrong with that, but I just don't think it's gonna happen. I don't know. We have this moment with the wish, right? Which, like, making a wish. Hachiman can't do that because Hachiman is so like disingenuous to himself in his own head, right? Like, I guess it's just what I was just talking about earlier about how Hachiman can't even like let himself experience any kind of like passionate emotions of any kind, right? It's just like the same thing here, how he doesn't make a wish. He doesn't even think of making one, right? Like he just can't. He can't be honest with himself, you know? Like his whole thing about relationships being real, like he doesn't have a real relationship with his own mind. You know what I mean? Like he's so dishonest with his own thoughts at all times that it's just like, yeah, I don't know. What do you think Yuri wished for, huh? Doesn't even close his eyes, just stares at her. Yeah. Interesting. Interesting. Hmm. Hachiman gives him a little tip, I guess, to put the fortune high up. I guess. Hmm. I think everyone's here for love-related reasons, maybe. And Yui tries to trick him with the water thing, but it doesn't work. What is Shizuka doing? Like, hello. She's not here for love-related reasons, I suppose. She doesn't have anyone, right? God. I mean, I don't believe her that she like didn't know what was going on, obviously, right? Anyway, we have this moment. So for one, Yukino trying to buy one of these. We saw these before, like at the mall, right? These panda things, right? And she's gonna buy one, but she can't, obviously. Hachiman's staring at her. That's just like Yukino in a nutshell, right? She can't express herself in that way under another person's gaze, you know? Like her whole love for cats and stuff, you know? Hmm. What's the matter? Did you run away because things got uncomfortable in your room? Well, they're both kind of. It's actually Yukino doing that, right? That's the funny thing, right? My classmates turn their attention to me. I don't understand why they enjoy the topic so much. The topic of her, right? That's very interesting. She totally is uncomfortable with people talking about her all the time, right? Of course, that's kind of her whole thing, right? If they're asking you, then that means they really care. Interesting. But do they care about her, though? Like, whatever the real her is, I suppose. I don't know. I don't know. Very interesting. Shizuka walks by. She grabs us up. She sees an opportunity to bring Yukino and Hachiman together. And see, there's nothing wrong with her going out and having some fun. Like, come on, oops, I just hit my mic. And we walk home, and this is this moment here. I love her like smug little look. She totally like set them up for this, right? It's like what she says too. Like, yeah, I don't know, I don't know. She's so excited. So they're walking back. Yukino in front of Hachiman. It reminds me of like Yui and Hachiman walking back together. After the fireworks festival, right? We get these shots like their feet. They're walking like in step, right? Not next to each other at all, right? Her face is so dark. She doesn't know which way to go. Hachiman has to tell her, right? And then he starts walking in front of her, which, like, God, there's so much you can take from this. I feel like it shows, like, I think Yukino has, like, insecurities or, like, unresolved feelings about the dynamic of their relationship, and Hachiman, like, helping her, and, like, what that even means, like, allowing that to happen, and, like, what Hachiman does in that way, right? Like, they're walking across a street. God, that's just so it just feels so interesting. It feels like there's a lot you can take from it. And then Hachiman is in front of her, right? It's like, how does she feel about another person walking in front of her? Like for her whole life, she has been the person who has to be like in front. Like she's felt this pressure to be like the person who's so admirable and so the person who walks in front, the person who knows where to go, the person who all of this, right? That so many people admire in some sense, even if it's like jealousy and that kind of thing. And here's Hachiman, who acts like so different with her, and that she lets act so different with her. I don't know. You'll get lost again if you walk that far back. What a good way to put that, huh? You may be fine with it, but I'm not. It's really late. I don't want anyone seeing us together. That just feels like a cope answer to me, but I feel like at the same time there's kind of something you can say about that, I guess, right? Like, I don't really believe her that that's the real reason. I think it's just the. I mean, obviously, I think she's just uncomfortable in this situation, and she doesn't like. She's. It feels like a big step for her, as small as it is, just to walk next to Hachiman together, right? But like, she just can't. I don't know. I don't think she can do it. You know, she's not. She's not ready for that. I suppose, right? But at the same time, I feel like so much of her actions and the way she always acts around other people is totally like shaped by the way other people like look at her and the things that they expect from her and that kind of thing. That very much is in like the same vein as this, not wanting anyone to see them together, right? And like what that means for her, right? It's not like literally that if they saw them together there'd be some giant horrible thing, but like just what that means for her, just her relationship with Hachiman and everything, right? And the way that she, like probably like the weird feeling she has that in some way that she's like relied on him or allowed herself to rely on him in any way, like with the cultural festival stuff, just all of that. Hmm. How do you think Hachiman takes that? I don't know. I don't know, right? So much distance between them, right? So much distance between them. Very interesting. She thanks him, though, right? So, I don't know. I don't know. Is that a little blush on his cheeks? What do you think? Maybe. Maybe a little bit. I think so. I think so. Nobody knows why they came to the Volunteers Club. And that is such an ominous title to me. That is such an ominous, like, meaningful title in a way. But, I don't know. This was a really good first episode. I think it set us up thematically in an interesting way for upcoming episodes, I guess. I'm excited. I'm excited. Okay, I suppose that is it for episode 1. So, if you enjoy my videos, please subscribe, leave a comment, tell me what you think, and I will see you in the next one.